I'm Michelle Urquhart, and I'm the convener of the 2023 Tompkins Wake Business Awards judges. What you're about to see is a snapshot of a finalist interview between two judges and a pretend business. We'll ask the business owner a few questions, a bit like what you might be asked during your interview, and we'll meet one of the business's staff members, a bit like what you might want to do. We'll be asking a lot more questions in the real interview, but this should give you a really good idea about what you'll be facing with your finalist interview. Look, I'd really like to say thanks to Junction on Fenton, Mel Short from Rotorua Trust, and Bart Voss from Te Pūkenga for their help in putting this video together. Good luck, guys. You'll nail it. But it's fantastic to meet you and to come and see this fabulous business. Thanks for taking time to meet us. Before we get into the interview though, I wanted just to go over why we're here and what the purpose of today was about.
Yeah, it'd be awesome actually.
Yeah, I bet. So congratulations on becoming a finalist. The next step is decide whether you're good enough to be the winner of your category.
Sure.
And so what Mel and I are here to do is to just ask you some questions about how you run your business and what you do and how you do it. And your answers to those questions we use to fill in a marking sheet.
Yep.
And each category's got a mark out of 10, except for one category has got a mark out of 20, and that's the customer service category.
Sure.
We add those marks up, and if you get the most marks, you win the category. It's kind of as simple as that.
Nice.
You will have been sent a confidentiality agreement by the Chamber earlier. You've seen that?
Yep, absolutely.
You're comfortable with that?
Sure.
So what that means is anything that Mel and I hear today is confidential. Yep. We won't go telling anybody. So if you feel like you want to share future plans with us that you don't necessarily want anybody else to know because you think it might help, feel free to do so because we won't be passing that on to anybody.
Easy, yeah.
Then it'll take us maybe 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes, depending on how much you want to talk. And then we'll go away, and as a judging team, we'll make the decision, and you'll find out on the awards night.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, you got a table booked?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, have you got any questions about that?
No, it's pretty straightforward. It's helpful to understand. I was a bit nervous about what it is and what it isn't, but I'll just speak freely to what we're doing, and hopefully that answers the question.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So one other thing is the financial information that you've been asked to provide.
Yeah.
That's going to a chartered accountant, and he or she will look over that to see if there's any concerns about key financial aspects of your business.
Sure.
Mel and I don't get to see those.
Good.
Right? All we get from the chartered accountant is a green light, an orange light, which says, well, there might be a few things you might need to know, or a red light, which is these are all real issues. That's all we know. Okay? So again, don't feel like you need to hold back with those accounts because they're, again, treated confidentiality.
Good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Anything you wanted to add?
No, that's perfect.
Right. So tell us about how this business is owned. What's the ownership structure here?
Yeah, good. So there's three business owners, or three partners. We have one who's a silent partner based up in Auckland, who's helped us out with the setup. And then we have Alok Sharma, who's our operational partner, who's very much in the business. And then there's me that plays a little bit, I guess, between the governance and ops. I don't spend a lot of time in the business, but have some thoughts and some experience that I use to kind of share and shape the business going forward. Yeah, so it's three private equal partners at this point. Yeah.
Right, and so Alok is in charge of the operations side of it?
Pretty much. He's the hands-on, he's on the ground.
Yeah.
And so he does the hiring and the running of the business, and then I visit every now and again, but mostly it's for Alok, and then our financial partner up in Auckland, he's just part of the governance structure, I guess. He's part of the strategy, the direction of the business, but has nothing to do with the ops.
Day to day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you have a plan about how you would solve a dispute between the three of you if one ever arose?
No, to be honest, we haven't. We're friends, and we've worked together in the past. So generally, because our roles are quite defined, we stick to our lanes. We'll stick in our lanes really. So Alok is in charge of doing anything operational. Our financial backer or third partner really has that kind of viability lens on the business, and he's got a background in finances, so he keeps a close eye on the figures. And then I kind of, like I said, work in the ops and also in the strategy. So I guess if there was to be a dispute, We would look to resolve it first as business partners. If it got to the point where it was irreparable, we'd probably have to bring in our lawyer who looks after the business, but maybe see if he could recommend as to how we may go to a resolution phase.
Okay, cool.
So far, so good.
Do you have a formal arrangement around your regular meetings or hui?
Yes, we have a monthly meeting. It's 2 hours at the moment, monthly, and because our partner is up in Auckland, can't always be face-to-face.
Yeah.
And we have a set agenda in the sense where we all kind of give updates, and part of that is the financial figures, alignment to our marketing strategy, and kind of any kind of front of mind stuff around staffing, any challenges there, whether it's recruitment or challenges with staff. And then one standing item there is kind of new initiatives, innovations, what's hot, what's something we could be doing different. And to be fair, I'm probably the person that keeps us a little bit aligned to what was our business plan. Are we getting closer to it? Are we drifting away from it? So that, and then depending on the business needs, the meetings can go a little longer if we're having a glass of wine. But no, generally we stick to those.
Okay.
And at times we have to use Teams or online to make sure we don't miss them.
That's very much the modern way, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you mentioned your marketing plan.
Yeah.
So let's chat about that briefly.
Sure.
Is it documented, written down, or is it in your head?
No. I wouldn't say it's a large corporate plan. We're a small business, but we absolutely have documented it. Firstly, it started with what can we afford to spend, and so we looked at it kind of social media platforms, hard materials in regards to advertising, also memberships to magazines, local and kind of regional opportunities, whether it's an in-motel flyer. And then. Actually, I don't know, this is normally in a marketing plan, but we've also allocated kind of how much money we invest in our staffing, because we believe that to be the best version of ourselves is a marketing tool within the business. And so I'm quite hot on not confusing advertising and marketing. I think marketing is very much about culture and building up that reputation and that return business. So there is a small proportion, it's not big, we're not a big business, allocated to upskilling staff and training for new menu knowledge, because that's important. Yeah.
So what's a key initiative you can share with us that you have rolled out in the last 11 months that you've been in business?
A key initiative, it's a good question. Let me think about that. So we looked at our figures and we kind of saw that our day-to-day spend was growing, but probably not at the rate we needed it to. So we have increased our focus on the venue and identified that in Rotorua there's actually a lack of good intimate venues. So we've just started to increase a strategy around how do we promote this as a venue. And so that started with, I'll show you afterwards, there's a funky poster we've done up there with a QR code as in to book your venue. The staff have been kind of upskilled to promote, hey, if there's even an event or a 21st, we are available in the evenings here. And alongside that, catering is starting to pick up. We were quite cautious in the beginning, not to overcommit, but we've started to see an opportunity in catering. So there are two initiatives, both the function space and the catering, to try to generate an increase in revenue, because we believe our current opening hours and the days that we're available to public is probably not going to quite get us to the income level we'd hoped for. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
So do you have any sustainability projects or goals for this business?
Yeah, a good question. And sustainability depends. The lens we put on sustainability is more than just recycling, food waste. It's also about having a sustainable business model. So ensuring that we are here for the long game and we want to be here for a long time. So sustainability for us is also about setting the culture, so staff well-being, and so people feel that they're part of the business. Staff retention is important as part of our sustainability, and making sure that our pricing structure is sustainable, so we don't have big highs and lows as we try to undercut competition. So that's part of it. The more kind of tangible kind of initiatives are absolutely minimising our food waste. That's really important for sustainable practice. Supporting local suppliers where we can. That is a challenge in Rotorua, I have to say. A lot still comes in from the larger districts, but where we can, supporting Volcanic Milk Creamery, and obviously by going to the tap milk now, we don't have the...
Tap milk?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Well, it's something that's supported by Volcanic Creamery. It's about minimising, firstly it started with minimising plastic, then they went to glass bottles, but actually from cleaning bottles, recycling bottles, the truck picking up the bottles, the food miles, the pollution, we've gone to larger casks of milk. So basically we can just have our milk on tap. So it's supporting local initiatives, but it's also about minimising the footprint of delivery and everything that comes with it. So, and yes, the standard recycle takeaway cups, encouraging people to have their coffee in. There are an increased number of patrons that like to drink their coffee in a takeaway cup.
Even in-house?
Yeah, even in-house. So we try to get people to, but it's a catch-22, right? Whether it's the takeaway cup or the chemicals used to wash a cup.
Yeah.
So it's a challenging one, but we're always looking at where we can, being sustainable and minimising the footprint. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, that was all the questions that we had for you today.
Yeah.
Fantastic, thanks so much. I understand you want to take us to meet Alok, is that right?
Yes, yeah, Alok's here, so he's our ops manager, and he'll probably be able to share a little bit more around staffing and our approach to recruitment and retention. So maybe let's go over there. Kia ora, Chief.
Kia ora, everyone.
Happy to introduce Michelle Urquhart and Melanie Short, who are the judges for the Rotorua Business Awards. So this is Alok, he's our operations manager. So yeah, any questions? Fire away.
So tell us, how's business?
So far, so good. We have been into operations for last 11 months. 4th of August will be completing 1 year. It has been growing gradually. The best part about this is the vicinity that we are in. On the Fenton Street, opposite to the council, you have the cops, you have the lawyers and everything. So that keeps us afloat. And it's growing gradually, and we're very happy about it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So the staff that you have here, how many have you got working?
We have a total of around 10 to 12 at this time as permanent staffing, and it's about 5 of them in the back of the house, including the kitchen hand, and around 5 to 6 people at the front of the house.
And do you have any staff training schemes? How do they work?
Well, it all starts basically at the very beginning when we interview people. It's not very formal. That's my style of leading, I would say. It's not very formal, as I said. It's kind of an informal, making them comfortable when they come here. We have an induction checklist where we take new staff member from teaching them, training them from the very beginning, what we do from the first day, all those kind of things. So that's the procedure that I follow, and then the whole team as well. Yeah.
And how do you find your staff?
We've been fortunate enough. In general perspective, I would say staffing is an issue, especially in the industry at this time. But we've been fortunate. We haven't had a lot of people leaving and everything, so just try to maintain a healthy work environment so people like to come to work, and and then that's the thing.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Bart, for allowing us to come into your amazing establishment today. We've had a really neat time getting to know you better and meeting your team and finding out more about your business. And again, thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks, Mel, and thanks, Michelle. I must say I was a bit nervous. You know your business, or you think you know your business, but being prepared to talk to specific questions was a bit unsettling, but it's been really inclusive. It feels good. So, I'm looking forward to being there on the night, and let's see what happens.
Good luck.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cheers.
All the best.
Awesome.